It is extremely hard to get non-homogenized milk. And because in the last decade there's been a big push and small farms started producing fresh milk and selling it fresh the day that they made it, and it lasts for more than a week, there was literally no health problems that I've ever seen in the news recorded from it. But the government sends SWAT teams in. Every month I see articles about SWAT teams. They have undercover agents. They go in, they buy the milk. The people aren't hiding, they're doing it. It's not even really illegal if you do it to a club, a private club that people sign up as part of the collective or a group to get it, but they don't care. In fact, that's been in the news this month that they're raiding and arresting people and fining people when there's no law being violated. But going back about 65 years ago on average, depending on the state, the big mega dairies, big agribusiness was just getting going. They lobbied, ran public service announcements, demonizing fresh, real milk and saying it's much healthier if we take the milk, heat it up to over 300 degrees, basically boil the milk, and then once they have boiled the milk, once they've done that, then they can ship it out and it lasts longer. But here's the issue. It's no longer milk. All milk, mammal milk, has colostrum. Now, when the female first starts producing, whether it's rats, pigs, humans, cows, it doesn't matter, it's almost pure vaccine, natural vaccine. Every immunity that the mother had, and that her 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 mother had, right back into the Stone Age, is transferred, whether it's rats, otters, seals, blue whales, they all feed their young with milk. That's mammals. Mammals have hair. Even whales have little stubble of hair. They have milk. They gestate their young. You know, these are some of the main things that signify mammals. And women have breasts. I know you know this, but for some listeners, I'm not kidding. Breasts are mammary glands, and they're designed for our species to give milk to our babies. And it's the same thing with cows. But the reason they lobbied was they wanted to give drugs to the cows. They wanted the cows to produce double what they naturally could in some cases. Then the cows have blood in their milk, pus in their milk, cow manure can get into the milk, and they don't have to then shut down the whole batch. They can then just boil it, kill the bacteria, and you're basically buying pus and blood and mixed in with thin milk. And so then they deliver that to you, and all the major medical studies show that it is a horrible, heart-clogging sludge that is just deadly to the body. Now, natural milk, the studies show, is the opposite. It's actually cleansing and full of natural vaccines, full of natural immunity. And the studies show, just like studies show having a dog means you have higher immunity because you don't normally get zoological diseases that animals have, but they pass on some of that learned immunity to you. And so, bottom line, what we call milk is not milk. Just like they want to radiate the beef, they spray viruses, live viruses on most of the meat to, quote, kill bacteria. Instead of making sure the meat's clean, they just spray a virus on it, a type of vaccine. Stay there. I want to finish making sure I answer your question, Eric, then John, Brian, Steve, Ed, and others. So big agribusiness took over so they could sell you blood and pus. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
You can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time.
Our entire environment is being taken over. A few months ago, I ordered a pizza for the crew, a couple pizzas, and the crushed red pepper said radiated for your safety. Destroys the food value. And it allows bacteria and other things to be on it for it to basically be unclean. And the radiation doesn't even knock out all the viruses, and they still pass it on to you. And every time I mention the fact here on air that they spray viruses on most meats now, people think I'm joking. So let's just do it on air right now. Viral spray to be put on meats. And you'll get 5-year-old articles when they approved it. And now thousands and thousands of meat products, you can pull it up, have a vaccine. They create it in vaccine laboratories, and it's a vaccine, basically, except normally a vaccine would create an immunity. This is a bio attack where they spray viruses. In Latin, it translates to bacteria-eating virus. But then in those tanks, it's shown other viruses end up growing. And then you've got the growth matter they're using to grow the viruses on. And so they're taking over our food, taking over our environment, taking over with the GMO crops. There's ABC News, viral meat spray, advancing food safety, FDA okays virus cocktail to keep cold cuts clean, 2006. Okay, I said 5 years ago, I'm wrong, 4 years ago. That's why I like them to keep me honest. I always want to test my memory here on air. I said it was $1 million fines now for unauthorized garage sales federally. Federal jurisdiction over garage sales. We pulled up the AP and Fox News. I apologize. It's $15 million fine. See, that it's normally worse than what my memory... I mean, your brain tends to downgrade things that it can't believe. Does that answer your question, Eric, about the homogenized milk? It's basically liquid cheese.